Hello student, today we see the Bragg's law which is very important in XRD, that is X-ray diffraction. The X-ray diffraction used to identify the crystal structure of various solid compounds and identify a compound from its structure. We can also determine the arrangement of molecules in crystal, and this cannot be used for the amorphous substances. It is based on the Bragg's law. There is a one diagram for the Bragg's law. This is the crystal planes, that is this diagram for the diffraction of X-rays from a set of crystal plane. There is one crystal, there are some crystal planes are present in that between these two crystal planes there is a interplanar distance is d. Then the incident X-ray which is falls on the crystal in some angle. There is some angle created on the upper plate of this crystal surface. When this incident X-ray falls on the surface of the crystal plates, this incident X-ray, these X-ray radiations are the reflected with the same angle theta. Same here, B y and the y d, the following second line of the crystal plate. Suppose a beam of X-ray falls on the crystal at a glancing angle theta, then some of these ray will be reflected from upper plate at same angle theta. So here angle will be angle XOY is equal to theta and angle ZOY is equal to theta. This AO, then OZ is the exponential of the AO and the OX is the exponential of the CO. Then the angle of XOY is equal to theta, and same ZOY is the angle of ZOY is also the theta. This AO line, distance of the AO line is same as the BX, and the distance of CO line is same as the DZ. Then the path difference, that is this path difference of the AO and the BX is equal to XY plus YZ. The path difference is defined as an integral multiple of the wavelength, that is n lambda. N lambda म्हणजेच काय तर path difference. Therefore we put this n lambda in the equation number 1, that is path difference is equal to xy plus yz. This is the equation first. Therefore the third equation is n lambda is equal to xy plus yz. Then the we see the equation for the sin theta. Sin theta is equal to length of perpendicular arm upon the hypotenuse. L for the length of perpendicular arm and the H for the hypotenuse. That is for the first triangle XOY. When we see for the triangle XOY, then sin theta is equal to length of perpendicular arm upon the hypotenuse is, length of perpendicular arm is the XY, and for the angle of the triangle of the XOY, so L is the XY and the H is the OY, that is sin theta is equal to XY upon the OY, and the XY is equal to OY into sin theta. OY is the D. OY, what is OY? OY is the interplanar distance between these two crystal planes. Therefore XY is equal to D sin theta. This is the equation number 4. Then same we see for the triangle of the ZOY, that is sin theta is equal to ZY. Here length of perpendicular arm is the ZY and the hypotenuse is the OY. Therefore sin theta is equal to ZY upon the OY. Same here, ZY is equal to OY into sin theta. Then ZY, OY काय आहे तर सेम D. that is interplanar distance. Zy is equal to d sin theta is equal. This is the equation number 5. Then put the value of this zy and the xy in equation number 3. N lambda is equal to xy plus yz. Then after putting this value, the equation is n lambda is equal to d sin theta plus d sin theta. Then n lambda is equal to 2d sin theta. This is the Bragg's equation. N is the order of diffraction, lambda is the wavelength, d is the interplanar distance, and theta is the glancing angle. This Bragg's equation gives a relationship between wavelength of X-ray, then interplanar distance in crystal, and the angle of reflection. This is all about the Bragg's equation. Now we see the instrumentation for the X-ray crystallography. This instrumentation is also useful for the XRD, then X-ray absorption and the fluorescence. Only application method is different. Components are the same. Today we see the components of the X-ray techniques, that is X-ray diffraction method. This is the diagram given for the instrumentation for the X-ray crystallography. This is the X-ray tube. Then here collimator next to the X-ray tube. X-ray tube contain cathode, then anode, that is target metal, filament for the heating. Then this X-ray tube, next to the X-ray tube there is a collimator for absorbing some unusable radiation. Next to the collimator is the monochromator, which gives the monochromatic radiation. Then sample, then detector. After the detector there is an amplifier to amplify the signals, and then finally recorder which records the spectra. Now we see one by one. First we see the X-ray tube. These X-ray tubes is a large vacuum tube containing heated cathode of tungsten filament and a copper or molybdenum target metal anode. Cathode is the tungsten filament and the anode is the copper or the molybdenum. This X-ray tube operated at the higher voltage up to the 60 kilowatt. In the X-ray tube, the cathode, which is filament of tungsten metal heated by a battery or the filament heating circuit to emit the thermionic electrons. After heating to this tungsten filament or the cathode, it produces the or supplies the electron, and this electron constitute the cathode ray stream. If a positive voltage in the form of an anode having a target metal, that is anode, is kept near these electrons, and the electrons are accelerated towards this target metal. On striking the target, the electron transfer their energy to the metallic surface of the target metal, and they produces the X-ray. This is the working of X-ray tube. Then the next component for the X-ray diffraction method is the collimator. This collimator gives the narrow beam of X-ray and they are passed through a collimator. What is the role of collimator? In collimator, the X-rays produced by the target material are randomly directed. There is no direction for that X-ray which are produced from that target metal, and they form a hemisphere with a target at the center. To get this narrow beam of the X-rays, the X-rays generated by the target material are allowed to pass through that collimator, and which consists of two sets of closely packed metal plates separated by the small gap. This collimator absorbs all the X-ray except the narrow beam that passes between the gap. जितके radiations त्या कॉलिमेटरमधून त्या गॅपमधून पास होता तितकेच रॅडिएशन हे मोनोक्रोमॅटरकडे जातात. बाकीचे रॅडिएशन हे कॉलिमेटर ॲब्सॉर्ब करून घेतं. देन द नेक्स्ट component is the monochromator. There are two types of monochromator. One is the filter and the second one is the crystal monochromators. We see one by one. First one is the filter. The X-ray beam may be partly monochromated by insertion of the suitable filter. जे आपल्याला इथे एक्सरे जे आपण एक्सरे किंवा रॅडिएशन passes from the collimator in the monochromator. This X-ray beam may be partly monochromated by the insertion of the suitable filter, not completely. The filter is a window of material that absorbs undesirable radiation and allows the radiation of required wavelength to pass. Only required wavelength radiation हेच pass होता by the filter monochromator. For example, zirconium filter used for the molybdenum radiation. This is the beta filter. Zirconium filter acts as a beta filter for the molybdenum radiation. Molybdenum radiation when pass from the zirconium filter, when molybdenum radiation pass through the zirconium filter, this strongly absorb molybdenum radiation at short wavelength but weakly absorb K alpha line of molybdenum, that is they passes the K alpha radiation, and therefore the zirconium filters the K beta lines and it gives the only radiation peak for the K alpha. Here in that graph we see wavelength versus the relative intensity. It gives the two peaks for the K beta and for the K alpha, and when we passes this molybdenum radiation from the zirconium filter, this absorb the K beta and passes the K alpha, and therefore we get only the K alpha peak, and therefore zirconium acts as the beta filter for the molybdenum radiation. This is a good example for the filter monochromator. Then the second type of monochromator which is used in that XRD instrument is the crystal monochromator. This monochromator is made up of suitable crystalline metal like a NaCl, LiF and quartz. Crystal monochromator having two types. First one is the flat crystal monochromator and the curved crystal monochromator. For both there is a diagram is given. First one is the flat crystal monochromator. This monochromator is used for the flat crystal, and the second one is the curved crystal monochromator. This curved crystal monochromator is used for the curved crystals. For that both crystals, when we passes the polychromatic X-rays, then when this polychromatic X-rays as passes from this monochromator, flat crystal monochromator, then we get the monochromatic X-rays. And here same polychromatic X-ray, when we pass from the monochromator we get the monochromatic X-ray. Working is same, only difference is flat crystal and the crystal is bent. Then next one is a detector. This X-ray intensity can be measured and recorded by the photographic or the counter method. There are two methods to detect the radiation of that XRD is photographic method and the counter method. Both these type of methods depend upon the ability of the X-rays to ionize matter and differ only in the subsequent fate of the electrons produced by the ionizing process. We will discuss this one by one. First one is the photographic method. In photographic method, a film is exposed and developed in X-rays pass through the sample and D values determine the densitometer. In order to record the position and intensity of X-ray beam, a plane of cylindrical film is used, and the film after exposing to X-rays is developed. The blackening of the developed film is expressed in term of density unit. D is given by D is equal to log of I0 upon I. I0 is the incident radiation, I is the transmitted radiation. The photographic method is used in diffraction study. Then the second one is the counter method. There are total 5 counter methods. First one is the Geiger-Müller tube counter. Second one is the proportional counter. Third one is the scintillation detector. There is solid state semiconductor detector and the semiconductor detector. These are different counter methods are used as a detector in the XRD. Then now we see the working for the working of that method. When this tungsten filament is heated or the cathode is heated by using the filament or the filament heating circuit, this tungsten filament produces electrons to the cathode, that is the positive end. This beam of electrons constitute the cathode by stream. The positive voltage in the form of anode having a target metal is kept near this electron. When the tungsten filament produces or supplies the electron towards this anode, these electrons heated to that anode and it generates the X-ray radiation. Anode वरती काय होणार आहे, आफ्टर हिटिंग इट प्रोड्यूसेस द X-ray radiation. This X-ray radiation passes towards the collimator by the beryllium window. This is the beryllium window. To this beryllium window, this X-ray radiation passes towards the collimator. What is the function of collimator? It gets the narrow beam of X-ray. They are passed through the collimator. This collimator passes only the narrow beam of the X-ray radiation and the other distracted X-ray radiation which will be absorbed by that collimator. Then this narrow beam of X-ray is passes towards the monochromator. The role of monochromator, there are two methods which is used for the which is used to get the monochromatic radiation or the monochromatic single monochromatic radiation. There are two methods. First one is the filter monochromator and the second one is the crystal monochromator. By using both of these method or the one of these method, we get the monochromatic radiation. What is the role of monochromator? They only passes the usable radiation. Unusable radiation get absorbed by that monochromator. Then this monochromatic radiation are passes towards the sample. By this monochromatic radiation, when falls on that sample, it's diffracted and goes towards the detector and it detects that radiation and passes towards the amplifier. It amplifies that signals and get recorded in the in that form recorder or the spectra. This is the working for that instrumentation. Today we stop here. In next lecture we see the different methods which are the different types of method of the XRD. Today we stop here.